So,
all right. So we can just, if you want, we can kind of just continue from what we were doing earlier.
Sure.
Even though I don't feel like we have a lot of room to write on here. So as far as the thoughts go, I'm just going to make notes in my notebook.
Yeah.
And then I can always like text you a picture of it or whatever. Okay, so we were starting with what is the thought? If we switch over from what we were doing earlier to this, what is the thought? Okay, so it starts with me.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the...
No, you are completely fine.
Because I think it's Act 2, Scene 1, or Act 2, Scene 2.
Yes, because I read all of Act 1 this morning.
Okay.
So, and that's like where I stopped before I had to come in, is right at the end of Act 1. And it was not in there, so... I still haven't read the whole thing all the way through.
Yeah, me either. For parenthetical, I had to work all through break last week, and I work at a daycare, and the children were just awful. And every time I got home, I was just like, I want to sleep and not
brain break.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I didn't really get a whole lot of that done. That you can hear just right on through that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I start up with, I'm here. Mm-hmm. So that's I'll just write the line.
This scene isn't until 107 pages into the script. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but at least your character shows up, like is in the first. My character is not even in the first act.
Oh my Lord. I can't even.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, this is good for like getting the backstory, what leads up to our scene, story-wise, but it does nothing for my character. Yeah. I think this is like the first time my character actually shows up is in our scene.
All right.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm here is to get your attention. Mm-hmm. That is the thought behind that. Get Lee's attention. Scribble. Okay, and then the Lee, open your door. Really pretty much that whole thing is trying to get your attention, and then the open your doors, obviously trying to get you to open the door.
Well, and also just because, like, from what we're cutting out of the scene, it's literally just, I would assume it was, like, an effect, but you hear, like, the voice, the voice machine, or, why can't
voicemail lady.
Thank you. And, like, she's just calling her sister over and over again, and she's like, fine, I'm just going to show up at her door and see what happens. So I guess it kind of adds to the, like, it kind of tells you a lot about Haley's character.
Yeah, she's persistent.
Not to analyze your character for you. Or
anything. No.
It's
I'm
just,
good.
From what I've noticed, she's, like, very, like...
pushy and persistent. Yeah.
Yeah, and horrible.
Yeah, that too. I'm trying really hard. I've got to get away from the horrible. I've got to stop thinking of her as horrible. You can think of her as horrible.
Sure.
But I've got to stop thinking of her as horrible. It's so hard sometimes. Okay. Open your door. Okay. Getting her to open the door is not the thought, that's the tactic. Open the door. She's frustrated.
Yeah.
I think that is the thought that I associate with that, is that I'm frustrated with you. Damn it, open the door. Okay. And then shit.
Shit, yeah. That's the
thought behind
the
that.
realization. Like, my sister's here. I should have just answered the phone. Like, when she first called and said, don't worry about it. Like, that's kind of that.
I should have just answered the phone.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's not really a thought. That's the feeling behind it. That's not the thought behind the open your door. I
understand it. Like, my computer will like go dark,
yeah.
But it still films through it. I don't understand. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna change that to I'm determined to talk to her. Okay, and okay. This is for you. This is for you. Take this.
Yeah.
Well, come on. Come on. Get it in gear. It's kind of my interpretation. Act normal.
Yeah.
Put your arms around me and let's do what normal girls do when they haven't seen normal and normal. Normal girls do when they haven't seen each other in a while. That's really still with the act normal.
Yeah.
It's just kind of explaining it. Okay. And then yours is, I'm not going to let you weasel your way into this.
Which implies that Haley has weaseled her way into things in the past. Or gotten into, like, because when you use weasel, it's because, like, because anyone can be involved in any sort of situation and not be have gotten in there in, like, a positive way. But it, like, that, like, implies that Haley always, like, gets in there and, like, shakes shit up and doesn't, like, resolve anything. And is just kind of there to judge and, like, just wants to be there. So she knows everything that happens.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess that would be...
The thought behind it would be...
Not this time.
Not this time. That was thinking the exact same thing. Wow. Not this time. Okay.
I'm very long-winded, by the way, when I explain.
Go right ahead. Into what? Feigned ignorance.
Yeah.
That's not really a thought, I guess, but that's like the first thing that comes to mind.
But,
is into what?
Yeah,
like what? Whatever, you know.
Yeah. Like, oh, I want you to tell me, like, because she probably knows what Lee thinks of the way she gets into situations.
Yeah, this
so,
is
like,
their sister, so I'm sure this is like a long running thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to leave.
I don't want you here is I feel like the thought
Mm-hmm.
about like my well-being, especially considering what has just happened to me
Mm-hmm.
or my character. I probably don't want that kind of energy.
Yeah. Okay. No, not going to happen. Packed up for this and came all the way up here. Let's see here. No, not going to happen. Nothing you say is, oh, here we go. I'm not listening to you. Yep.
No.
Refuse. I packed up for this and came all the way up here. Actually, I'm going to change that to I refuse.
Ooh.
I refuse to leave. I packed up for this and came all the way up here. I cannot believe Jimmy had to call me and get me to check on you. Okay, I had to pack up, or I packed up for this. I went to all this trouble.
Yeah. That line just feels like she's trying to guilt her. Like there's
Yes.
many different
Tactics
that
Yeah.
she uses, and they're not, at least for Lee's perspective, they're not positive. She guilts her,
Mm-hmm.
threatens her, straight up threatens her when she's like, what I'll do. I'm either for you or against. What does that mean?
Like,
why are you threatening your sister?
right?
Yeah, odd.
You psycho. Okay, so I packed up for this. I went to all this trouble. I cannot believe Jimmy had to call me. That's a different one. Jimmy had to call me. Why don't you trust me? Are you really not going to tell me this was going on? I think that kind of goes into the same thought. I cannot believe Jimmy had to call me and tell me to check on you. Were you really not going to tell me this was going on? Is all under the why don't you trust me? Okay, so yours is you're not involved in this. Do you understand me?
I feel like that the thought behind that is, I'm not going to tell you, so there's no point in you staying here. Like, I'm not going to really confide in you about any of what's happened to me.
I'm not confiding in you. There's no point in you staying. Okay. Is that why it took you 2 hours to pick up one of my calls last night? How dare you ignore me?
My one is yes.
Yes. Well, that's simple. Yes.
I mean, if you're gonna go on, how dare you ignore me? The thought behind that would be like, so.
I like it. We're moving on up, sis. I'll be here to help you deal with your convenient tragedy. How can this benefit me?
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be here. You are my pawn.
Yeah. Sorry, my friend's texting me all at once.
Okay, yours is Haley, listen. I don't know whether that was just the door banging.
I think it was
knocking.
So I think that wasn't fully closed.
Oh.
And when that one closed, it like shook the wall enough to, because it does that.
Okay, so your line is, Haley, listen, I would rather you not stay.
Yeah. That's kind of like her like being like, look, I know like we have had our differences, but I would really appreciate it if you would just let me deal with this on my own. So it's kind of like a reasoning with her kind of a thing, you know?
Just let me deal with this on my own, please.
And you have such a great line.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite lines. Well, I'd rather be able to afford a Heineken. Sometimes bitch just gotta drink Miller Lite. Deal with it. No, I'm gonna change that too. Can't always get what you want. What kind of sister would I be if I just let you deal with this whole thing on your own? I'm making this my business, whether you want me to or not.
I also think like if upon like actually reading the full text, we might understand the relationship better, like past this scene, because it just seems like, just from my perspective, and I'm sure Lee's not the greatest person ever either, but like it's just, she just doesn't stop. Like there's no like sensitivity towards anybody's feelings.
Nope. Okay, one who was respectful of my wishes. Okay, so I say, what kind of sister would I be if I just let you deal with this whole thing on your own? And you say, one who is respectful of my wishes.
So what was your thought behind what kind of sister would I be?
I'm making this my business whether you want me to or not.
That's interesting. I'm trying to make both of our thoughts kind of cohesive. Does that make sense? So it's like still the same conversation.
Yes. I have several thoughts on that one. I mean, they're all kind of the same, but I'm making this my business whether you want me to or not. Let me just take care of this for you. Let me show you how it's done, basically.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to make the most of this situation.
Sure.
Yeah. All of those.
I guess that line of
because I mean she's saying one thing,
but she means
something wholly different. So.
Yeah. So I guess in response to let me help you make the most of the situation, it would be I don't want to make anything of the situation. I want to move on. like I don't. So I guess you're getting
Leave me
something
alone.
out of it. Yeah, essentially, like the way that I kind of, it's like you're trying to get something out of this and like capitalize on your sister's multiple different traumas that she's had in the span of like 12 hours. And she's wanting to move on. So it's like, leave me alone. Yeah, exactly. To put it
succinctly.
Yeah, succinctly and articulately.
Leave me alone. Okay. Man, I always have these like 4 or 5 sentences and you have one thing and I'm like, damn it.
That's what happened with Balin and I last semester, or not last semester, last scene. Was I would have like 6 words at the most and she would have monologues. So I'm like, makes my life easier, but I'm sorry. It's just a little more difficult.
Okay. Let's see here. One is respectful of my wishes. Yeah, that'll be the day. Okay, my thought on that is like I would ever do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and then how's college life? Generations of our ancestors are dying to know.
Well, I guess that the connotation is she's the first one that's gone to college. So,
let's see here. How's college life? Let me change the subject. Generations of our ancestors are dying to know. I like what you've done with the place. Thinking something along the lines of you're the lucky one, or you get everything.
Yeah, kind of shaming
kind
her
of,
for I would assume if she had better grades than anyone who was smarter than everyone, so she got money to go to school and they didn't.
Yeah.
So.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. That's good. Well, I guess, like, not just in the going to college sort of connotation, but just between this, it would seem that Lee's the black sheep of her family.
Mm-hmm.
So.
For being good.
Good, yeah. So, and those, as a black sheep myself, they tend to get judged really harshly and aren't given as much grace as other members of the family are. So, wow.
I think really the whole rest of that, even though it's like different tactics a little bit, I think it all falls under the thought of I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of snarking at her, like, I like what you've done with the place. Very dressing for the job of you.
Yeah.
You know, that's still,
well, because
I'm jealous.
This is a judgment.
Uh-huh.
Like, dressing for the job you want. Like, because she's living not from how she was before. Especially with the line, from food bucket to pantry. Like, I'm like, yeah, she's successful. Like, so, it's very much like when people that used to be poor or not as well off before, like, get money.
New money.
Lord, the people that they grew up with were like, well, look at you, look how fancy you are. You know, it's really like
you get
condescending.
You get judged from the other side. Like,
it's like, I was here.
It's like before you had money, you get judged from the people who have money. And then if you go to the other side of the tracks, now you're getting judged from the other. You're getting judged regardless. Yeah. It's just, it's a no-win situation. Yeah.
Because people should just live their own lives.
Okay, so I think the I'm jealous falls under that whole thing. And then your next line is Lisa's up in 2 months.
So I guess that's kind of like defending herself. Like, it was only for a short amount of time that I got to live like this. Like, I'm still who I was. Like, this is
temporary.
Yeah, like, this isn't my life. Because college is fairly luxurious.
I'm still.
Like, you get to, live in an apartment, essentially, and some kids don't have to work, so they just get to go to class and go hang out with their, like, it's like being an adult while still being a child. Like, it's
very transitional.
Yeah, so, like, she's just like, this is not forever. Stop.
Okay, and then where are you living?
Yeah, it's like, let me flip this back on you.
Change subject.
Let me see, where are you living? Are you living in a nice place now, too? Or beyond the means that we grew up in.
All right. Yay, we have one whole page done.
Yay.
Okay. With Rico at the Super 8. Fancy.
Do you remember where she said to stop? Was it this line? Because then Grace.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Because for some reason earlier when I was thinking about this, I was like, okay, we just go to the end of the scene, but no, we don't.
Yeah, because we don't have it.
Yeah, because then Grace enters. So, and we don't have a Grace. So that's our stop. All right. So with Rico at the Super 8. Okay.
I kind of read this as feel bad for me. I'm living in a motel. It logged me out.
One of our rehearsals we recorded 20 minutes and it had stopped. Yeah.
Oh,
so we had to do like an hour and a half.
Well, it's still record. It's just weird. Like, it'll continue to record, but it just, like, the screen just goes black. I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that. That poor me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then with the get this, can you believe it?
Yeah.
Okay, and then yours is, why is he trying to sue a child?
And my thought behind that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. Because that's kind of, when we read this the first time, that's the way I read it. I was like, why is he trying to sue a child?
Yeah. Okay. But he's promised me a Pomeranian. Because...
out of left field.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Let me read this whole thing again. Okay. I'm ignoring you.
She does that a lot.
Let's see here, but I am ignoring you, but that's not my thought. My thought is but look what I get.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I'm getting a nice fancy dog. What are you getting?
Okay, and then here. Promise me. Okay. Well, I hope it works out.
Oh Lord, well, I hope it works out. I guess that would be like good for you. Like, but a very like condescending, like good for you.
Okay. Me too. Me too. Because this is all about me. Though we've been having trouble communicating lately, it might just be the language barrier, but I have this fear that if his English was better, we'd find out that we have nothing in common.
I guess that kind of is like another pity me, because like, I mean, in Haley's eyes, like Lee has the perfect relationship. Like, and if they're coming from such, I don't want to say squalor, but like not as good off, they were in kind of like a rural community. Like,
to me, it seems almost kind of like, could be. I totally get that. But it also seems like it could be kind of a mask start to slip type thing. Like she's starting to be a little vulnerable. And then she goes back to the Pomeranian.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
she's afraid, like, well, if her boyfriend or whatever their relationship is, like,
I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
I'm afraid he's going to find out.
If he starts to understand more about what you're actually saying about certain situations, he'll be like, "Oh, I don't like her." But you could also like if they're from, because Rico, he's Hispanic. It could be like their family's racist or something like that. So she's quote unquote ashamed to bring him around, but Lee can bring Jimmy around because I would assume, based on the kind of schools that they're going to and like the attitudes that they would have, that these are a bunch of straight white men.
Yeah.
So
they seem very frat guy.
Very, privileged.
From what I've read so far, they seem very, very frat guy.
But it's
very
like,
upper level.
It's the privileged but not aware of it.
Yeah.
Like, they just are completely like blind to how
the rest of the world works.
Like how, like, I don't want to say privileged again, but like fortunate they are to be in the position that they are. Because not everyone can give $400 a month to be in a club. There's essentially all the fraternities.
Okay, so but as long as I get my Pomeranian, my thought behind that is, whoa, I almost had a feeling.
I love that. That's awesome.
She's not really good with the feelings.
Oh, not at all.
And then the so.
That's good. That's almost like an anyway.
Get off me. Back to you. Back to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to put deflect. Okay.
The past couple of days have been kind of rough. I feel like she's downgrading it, or downplaying it rather. So in my brain, that's like, because I do that too. Like when I've had really, really bad days, I've just been like, yeah, it's been rough, but I've had worse, even if it's like the worst thing that's ever happened. So in my brain, these have been the worst days of my life. So like, yeah, this has been the worst week ever, or
this has been the worst week, but I'm downplaying it.
Yeah. Because it's like, even though she doesn't want her sister there, she still doesn't want, it's not even just her sister, she doesn't want anyone to be concerned about her or to worry about her. Because I feel like,
this has been the worst week, but I'm not going to let you know.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like she doesn't want to be a burden to anyone. So that's why she very much downplays this situation. It's like, just let me mourn by myself or heal.
Okay. Damn it, back to me. Shit. No. Just because you got raped doesn't mean that's all that's happening in the world.
It's kind of like, wow. Of course, always about you.
Yeah. Stop making such a big deal about it.
Yeah. But like, to really think about it, this is just like a really convoluted kind of interaction of like with victim blaming. Like, this is she's very much like, get over it. Like, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
I'm like, wow.
But she thinks that she's, in her way, she thinks she's being caring. Because she's like, that's not the biggest thing. What's going on with you?
Yeah. It's frustrating because, like,
she honestly feels like this is her way of caring.
Yeah.
She feels like she's being loving.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like, like, she hasn't been raped, but like, also it's weird because I fortunately have never been like assaulted or raped or anything like that, but I can still like sit there and be like, I am so sorry, like, what do you need me to do? I shut up, like, because it's like, it's a kind of empathy that I feel like Haley, at least the character so far, is lacking. Like, she doesn't know how to function and how to be like...
She's kind of a sociopath.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, truly, like...
She really is a sociopath.
Like, it's just... And I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but, like, it's just, like, there are a lot of people that have sociopathic tendencies. Like,
there really are. Like, when you actually study it and, like, get the actual definition and what the characteristics are, it starts being scary. Like, you start realizing how many people that you associate with on a daily basis, that you are around all the time, are either sociopaths, they fit the profile of a sociopath, or a psychopath even. Like,
those are a little more rare because
they are more rare.
Like, it's like they don't even care about themselves. Like, I feel like that's the difference between the psychopath and the sociopath. The sociopath is like me.
Yeah.
And the psychopath is like, I don't care if I die, I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
Just anything. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, there are, like, you think, but when you think about it before you study it or anything, like, you think about it and it's so abstract. You think about it as in something that is other people, like, you know, people that you'll never meet or see. You know, it's Charles Manson. It's it's Ted Bundy. It's
stuff
those
like that.
People that are out there. But then you start studying it and you start realizing, oh shit!
And it's also kind
that's
of
people
scary.
that are all around me, all the time.
But it's kind of scary because it's kind of hard to differentiate between a sociopath and a narcissist.
Yes.
Because while they both present sort of like the same way, one is a lot more dangerous than the other. But they do, like, a lot of the time, like, it's the same sort of, like...
And a lot of, like...
I don't want to say symptoms, but, like, behavior.
Yeah. Like, a lot of very successful CEOs are sociopaths. Because they're all about the me, and they're driven, and they're, you know, they don't care to step on somebody else. Like,
because they're like, well, this is what I have to do to get it done, and I'm going to do it.
They're
successful.
Yeah. They're just not so much to where they go over into the criminal side.
Yeah. But anyway, because there are people in my family that are like this. So, like, because it's the numbers, it's like, what, 1 in 25 or something like that of people. It's a very large number. Anyway, what line were we on? Was it this one?
No. Let's see here, and then I'm gonna put a separate thought with. I want to know what's going on with you.
Okay.
I'm trying to care for you.
I figured out my thought for my next line, and then the line at, like, this is so, and then, like, you have to be nicer to me.
Okay, and then, this is so.
To me, that was, fuck you.
I like it. You seen any new movies?
I'm in rehearsal, Mom. Can I call you in a minute? Mom, I am in rehearsal. Can I call you when I'm done? Okay. All right, bye. I am so sorry.
It's completely fine.
I'm very popular this week now, Jesus.
Have you seen any new movies? See, there are other things going on in the world.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like she keeps, you know, how people, like, put celebrities on pedestals and give them, like, an inflated sense of worth. So, like, if, for instance, there was, like, a shooting or whatever and George Clooney got shot, they'd be talking about George Clooney getting shot and not the other people that got shot, like, because he's more important.
Yes.
So she's essentially saying, have you seen any people that are more important than you lately?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. You have to be nicer to me.
That to me was, I cannot believe the things you have said to me. Like, yeah, I can't believe you.
Okay. Oh, you know, that's somewhere in the back of your mind, tucked under all your despair. This ended up being a good thing. Just admit it. This situation is super fragile. This situation is super fragile, okay?
It's literally, my brain is like, you're making this worse for me.
Okay. And then, why did you think that it was all right to come up here?
Oh, that, yeah. Making it harder for me.
Hello. Sorry.
I love your hair.
Thank you so much. Sorry.
You're fine. You make this harder for me. You've never been able to help me.
Okay. Do a hanging indent on that.
I also love how today we just got a huge grammar lesson.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I love being in English 101.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I didn't realize how much, I mean, it makes sense that they're so connected, but I did not realize the degree to which they were connected.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I'm going to protect you first and foremost. I'm going to take charge. But I'm also here to watch the girl who always lands on her feet. I think that's her form of encouragement. I'm just doing what I have to do. Hold on, I'm going to change that. word that a little different. You'll be fine. Okay. I'm just doing what I have to do.
I think the thought behind that is, why is this time any different? I always love how when we do stuff like this, I like have these huge major discoveries, as if that wasn't the reason she gave us these tools. And was like, Marianne, you've got to try this. Oh,
it's
wait.
as if you know what you're doing or something. Marianne, you should really think about teaching acting. Let's see here. All right. So let's talk. This guy, defendant, was he hot? Oh shit.
No, I just thought this is the worst thing ever, but this might be her way of saying, was it good?
Uh-huh. Or maybe like trying to get her to admit that she liked it.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Give me the details. All right. So let's talk. Is he hot? Okay, that's going to be the...
So I have to leave at 1:15.
Okay.
So we got 2 more. I mean, like cool. She said it was going to take a while, but I feel like we've done
really good so far. All right, so I got 2 thoughts out of that. All right, So let's talk. This guy, the defendant, all of that I'm putting under, give me the details.
Yeah.
And then the is he hot is, did you like it? Wasn't it even a little bit enjoyable?
Yeah.
You know. Okay, and then Haley.
What the fuck?
WTF, y'all. I agree. That is definitely a what the fuck. What is he telling people?
It makes me so angry. Justin, because that that happens.
Oh yeah,
in real.
It absolutely happens.
That makes me so mad. Marianne, in case you'd like to know, when she wrote down what is he telling people, her thought was what really happened. So I want to punch something.
Let's go over there and get a confession out of him. Let's see here. This is how we make this profitable.
Hush money.
Yeah, because the whole rest of that is about that. I've got a new bra and my phone records things.
I love blackmail.
Okay, and I think it's We're not going anywhere.
That would be a absolutely not, is what I feel like the thought behind that is. Like, I feel like the further the control in the scene changes constantly, because when we have this conversation, Lee is very much like, no. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is stupid. Stop it. Mm-hmm. And then when we get to this page, it flips. Mm-hmm. Like, so Lee has control for, like, maybe half a page. And then she's done.
Okay. I need to lock this up and shut this down, Lee. Because it's all about me.
Jesus.
We have to take care of this quickly.
Yeah.
I'll have no way to make Rico feel better than himself.
It's almost like, if you lose the best thing ever, I can't keep the guy that's subpar.
Uh-huh.
You say leverage?
Yeah.
Leverage over Rico or something like that. Because it's like, it seems like the only, like, she shames Rico, and that's why they're still together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, and then it's over to you. I have to get my laundry before Grace gets back.
I have places to go and people to see, is what I feel like is.
My laundry's more important than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Fine. We'll talk about something else.
I also feel like at the end, this line's like a good stopping point for us, because then we could just finish our next rehearsal. We can finish doing this, and then we can, like, get it on its feet and kind of talk through it together. Mm-hmm. If that's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so fine. Where am I? Okay, fine. Talk about something else. You're not fooling anybody. With your attempt at changing the conversation. Also being very secretive about what movies you've seen, so I don't know what there is left to talk about. Why can't you think of anything else?
Yeah.
And then the next line is yours.
And so,
I'm not required to let you stay here.
The way that the thought behind this was, do you know, like, the actual meaning of blood is thicker than water? Because it's the opposite of what people think it means. Because the full phrase is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like, it means, like, your friends that you make in, like, traumatic instances in your life are closer to you than your family is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, this
It's
line
actually
is
opposite,
blood is thicker than water.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, what are we looking like on time?
I think we might be pretty good. We're at an hour.
Weehaw!
Woohoo!
Yay!
All right, Marianne. We'll see you later. Bye.